Hi guys, so Boris Johnson has surrounded himself with yes men and yes women, people who don't have two neurons to rub together or are just spineless, or career politicians who will do whatever their boss tells them because their eye is on the prize, that of a ministerial position. They do whatever Johnson says and eventually they'll get a seat in the House of Lords. Now, I'm not sure where Nadine Dorries sits here. She's a Brexiteer who has little control over both her mouth and her fingers, as she was called out on comments that she made some time ago about commentator and journalist James O'Brien. Nadine is the Culture Secretary, not some backbencher or some Tory supporter. She's a friggin' Secretary of State, for crying out loud. Listen to her attempt to deflect.
Section 46 of the bill sets out the meaning of content that is harmful to adults as well. Do you think, for instance, to call somebody a public school posh boy F-wit would fall, and you didn't tweet F-wit, but I'm a Presbyterian boy and I won't say the full Anglo-Saxon. Does that seem appropriate to you?
I'm not actually sure what you're referring to.
I'm referring to your tweet about James O'Brien, a journalist. I've got it here. To be fair, I think the fact that Mr. James O'Brien is a public schoolboy, posh F-wit, has more to do with it than him being a journalist.
Well, I thank you for reminding me of that comment. I do receive a huge amount of abuse online.
You are the Culture Secretary. You are creating legislation that would make it illegal for people to abuse others online. And this MP is demonstrating to you that you are part of the problem. And instead of actually admitting and saying, look, I made mistakes in the past, I want to apologize for that. That was, I shouldn't have said that. She's like, what about me? Playing the victim here.
Well,
I've just quoted a bit.
Yes, well, you may find. I think it's also. Actually, thank you, because what you're allowing me to do is to highlight the importance of this bill in terms of misinformation and disinformation. So,
but your response to him was that he's an F-wit, a posh public school F-wit. How is that countering misinformation? If you were to present, if he had said something that was wrong, then you would provide evidence of the truth. You would say, you're wrong for this, and this reason. But insulting people is actually the bill that you're trying to introduce a bill that would make it illegal to insult people online. And you're part of the problem once again.
That comment may have been, as a result, if you'd like to look at Mr. O'Brien's tweets, at some of the...
Mr. O'Brien is not creating the legislation. Mr. O'Brien is not responsible. Mr. O'Brien is not an elected official.
Calling things that, as a woman, are directed towards me online. And yes, I may have sent that tweet.
You did.
But
it is.
I did indeed. It's also quite interesting that the Honourable Member himself has tweeted about me, I think, a dozen times.
She's attacking the messenger here. He's saying, this is what you have done in the past. Would you like to respond to that? She hasn't apologised. She hasn't said that she was wrong. She hasn't tried to take it back. She's basically said that, well, James O'Brien deserved it. And then in her next breath, she's saying, well, you also said things about me online.
In recent times, I know mentioned my name a number of times during this committee hearing. And so, I think that's something that sometimes needs
none of it offensive.
None of it was offensive. He didn't call you names. Nadine Dorries, I don't think is capable of running a ministry. I don't think Nadine Dorries is capable of running a Twitter account. She has no business to be in Parliament. She has no business to be anywhere near the levers of power. She has demonstrated this here. And the sad and scary part about this is that she is a Secretary of State and she's trying to legislate against hate speech. against piling on the internet. And she has engaged in it before. And she won't even admit that. And she won't apologise for it. I don't know where we go from here. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think about all of this. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.